Synchronicity University has an absolutely incredible July 2024 summer school coming up ahead. You've got a little time left to choose your tuition rate. As always, just $5 a class to learn from superstar astrologers like me, Mark Lawrenson, Alex Trenowith, and check out these incredible speakers as part of our July 2024 speaker series. Learn a whole lot more and sign up right now at synchronicityuniversity.com. Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of June 16, 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological week, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is it a very special time. Well, we are on the precipice. This week, Cancer season will begin. Planets will, one by one, move out of the sign of Gemini and into Cancer, including the Sun. And we've also got a fascinating full moon that isn't just about what's happening right now, but what's set to happen about a month from now. What I find so interesting with planets moving towards the end of the sign of Gemini is as they do, one by one, we are going to get first Venus, then Mercury and the Sun squaring Neptune just before they move into the sign of Cancer. Throughout this summer, Neptune is just hanging out at the very end of the sign of Pisces. Now, this is a phenomenon that I know I've been talking about here on my channel for at least 6 years now. It's been a while because to me, this is a huge moment. We don't even realize it right now. That's the thing with Neptune transits. We don't even realize that we are in a very important time until we're on the other side of it. And as much as a lot of attention rightly has been going to Pluto in Aquarius, it is ultimately what takes place in the middle of this year with Neptune just hanging out at 29 degrees that in many ways the collective is going to respond to once we move into next year and we get Neptune starting to move into Aries. We are on the precipice of some truly remarkable times. And this summer is a big part of what sets the stage. This is the hyper fantasy. This is the illusion or the delusion that ultimately is likely to give way to an approach that's a lot more empirical and scientifically oriented. That is coming up, but for now, yeah, here we are in the middle of times that can feel as if we don't necessarily know what's real. Belief, rhetoric, what it is that we're being told, what it is and how it is that our own buttons of fear, of faith are being pushed. The strings are being pulled as part of ultimately an energy that can be manipulative. But this is where we as humanity are meant to be right now, so that we can see the cost of going in directions that are not necessarily grounded, or rational, or logical, or healthy even, or effective even as well. Human beings will do a lot of things based on what we feel. And emotion is such an important part of being a human being. It's what adds so much more richness to life. It adds that much more meaning to all of our moments as we move through life. And it is what it is to be engaged in life, is to feel it all. And so emotions are something to embrace. But where it is our emotions become colored by fear, insecurity, uncertainty, and how vulnerable that can have us feeling, that is when it ends up being a force that doesn't necessarily work to our advantage because it keeps us from life. The full engagement with life is a healthy way to use emotion. But the fear of life, blocking out life, isolating ourselves because it feels like too much, that is a perspective and an approach that isn't really good for us. Having said that, all of that is going to kick up this week. I want to be straightforward with you. All of these Neptune squares, one after the other. First, it takes place in the context of love. As we start the week, Venus squares Neptune. And this is about not just what our hearts desire in terms of romantic love, but also what it is that we feel will help life feel easier, more pleasurable. Well, just when we think we know, we go about acquiring that thing, that experience, may end up being not very satisfying to us. Just when we think and conceptualize ourselves as being so loving, we might be faced with where it is that perhaps that isn't really the case. Where it is there are limits to the love that we might have for ourselves or for others. But awareness is a gift because it helps us to choose more consciously. Same day on Monday as well, we are going to get Mercury squaring Neptune, changing signs, moving into the sign of Cancer, and meeting Venus. Both of these planets newly in the sign of Cancer. You can see how we start the week with such an active energy. All of these larger energies kick into gear Sunday in the Americas. But over the course of Monday is really when a lot of us are going to be feeling this energy. Having said that, Mercury square Neptune is mixed emotions, coloring what we're talking about, what we're saying to each other, how we're interpreting language and words. And it has to do with over-promising or saying whatever it is that we think is going to help us in a given moment, whether or not it's rooted in reality or practicality. Seeing with eyes of fear is not a healthy way to use our imagination. Healthy ways to use imagination are healthy optimism, but also awareness so that we keep ourselves safe. There's a balance there. Too much of us telling ourselves we need to be safe, that nurtures fear more. But as part of moving through life with awareness, we have to be able to acknowledge all of it exists. The extreme love, but also the extreme fear. And it is in acknowledging all of it that we're actually able to choose love that much more. We're able to amplify love that much more. When we acknowledge that there are times when it can feel like love isn't there. But even in those moments, they can help us to fortify and create circumstances that allow greater love and greater wisdom to flourish. On Thursday, the Sun will square Neptune just before moving into the sign of Cancer. And this is the solstice moment, the solstice point. As the Sun crosses the threshold into the sign of Cancer, we mark the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. And this is the longest day in the northern hemisphere, the shortest day in the southern hemisphere. And it is this move now that invites us to consider light as consciousness and the light that fills the world. One thing that a lot of people don't know about me secretly, I'm a huge fan of all things vampire lore, TV shows. I bet you didn't see that coming, but yeah, there are reasons for that. I like the mystical, magical element of them, of course. And one of my absolute favorites back in the day was a show called True Blood. There is a poem that was recited by Lafayette that I absolutely love. It comes to my mind frequently, even up until this day. And I wanted to share that with you, especially because I always think of this whenever we get a solstice event. And the Inuit prayer goes, I think over again my small adventures, my fears, these small ones that seemed so big. For all the vital things I had to get and to reach, and yet there is only one great thing, the only thing, to live to see the great day that dawns and the light that fills the world. And that's what I think any solstice event is about. It's about reminding us that there really is only one great thing. The fact that we get to live to see the light that fills the world. It is such a blessing. Life itself is such a blessing. And the opportunity to be here now, to be present for your life, it is, in many ways, I believe, the purpose of our existence. The purpose of our existence is to be present. That's it. In being present, we experience it all, the divine, the beauty, the oneness that we truly seek, that helps to bring us out of the isolation of our own selves, of our own minds. That freedom can only be found in the present moment. And when we have moments like the solstice, when we get to contemplate the light that fills the world, I believe a part of the magic of it is that it reminds us that being here now is where bliss is found. Now, Friday features a full moon taking place in the sign of Capricorn. This full moon is speaking in supreme harmony with Mars. It is standing across the sky from Mercury and Venus. This full moon is interesting for a few reasons. One is in and of itself. It is at the very beginning of the sign of Capricorn, the sign that has to do with owning our power to move our lives in the direction we desire to go. And this is about sacred ambition. It's about having an awareness around where it is and how it is we might define success uniquely on our own terms. Well, whatever that is for you, with Mars trine, we are lit up by the possible now. This full moon being at the very beginning of its respective sign means that as much as full moons bring with them closure, culmination, conclusion, what we also have here is a beginning that comes hand in hand with a sense of emotional truth and illumination set to take place now. But that's not all. Normally, you get one full moon per sign per year. However, this year, we're going to have 2 full moons back to back in the sign of Capricorn. The second full moon that happens in Capricorn will be 28.5 days later after this full moon this week. And it is that full moon that we can call a blue moon. And so for now, it is this full moon that sets the stage for next month's blue moon. I'll be here to talk about it every step of the way. In and of itself, this energy is remarkable. But whatever happens now is ultimately going to be connected to whatever takes place for us next month as well. As much as we think we have a final answer, a closure, really, with a week like this, what we actually are having is, with the closure, a new beginning. Next month, a more complete picture as to our emotional truth and what healthy closures look like for us is yet to be revealed. What I love about this week for us, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I'm going to say I love the energy of, well, I do love that we do have that full moon. It's super powerful. Squares of Neptune, not so fun. I want to be straightforward with you. They're just so confusing, and that's hard. And yet, as planets change signs, as we move into Cancer season, we are learning to honor our emotions, to honor what it is that we feel, and to find power in what it is that we feel. There is truth there, and there are healthy ways in which to direct our emotions so that ultimately it is emotion that invites us to live that much more fully, engaged with life on its own terms. Well, thank you so much for watching. What do you love about this week? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading you guys, and to prove it to you, here are some of my most recent favorite comments. Thank you to everybody who likes, who comments, who subscribes, who shares, who thumbs up. All of it means so much. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. And of course, if you want to know how all this wonderful stuff this week speaks to you in your sign, log on to NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive video scopes each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with choose your membership rate. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Synchronicity University presents incredible programs starting this July. You've got just a couple weeks left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, to learn from absolutely incredible astrologers. Like, we're going to start with me. Money, Power, Respect is my course that I'm going to be teaching this July. And this is looking at the astrology, the skills, practical tools behind identifying, maximizing whatever it is that you consider prosperity, success, and a useful life to be. So we're looking at it from all kinds of angles. Now, this course is going to run concurrently with my course at Kepler College. Once a year, every summer, I teach a business course at Kepler College. Only a little bit of the first class is oriented around astrology. It is open to anybody who's interested in spiritual entrepreneurship, and it is packed with really practical things, tools, information, and mentorship. Class size for my class at Kepler is super limited. It always sells out, and that class starts in just a few weeks' time. And so links to that are below. I do like to, and I do want to run this class on Money, Power, Respect concurrently with that class, because it is the class at Synchronicity University that's going to teach you the astrology behind the success part of it. And we don't have that limited class size the same way that we do at Kepler College. And so information on both programs are below. It's going to be super exciting a summer, setting you up towards greater success as you uniquely define it. Synchronicity University presents the one and only Mark Lawrenson, one of our most popular teachers, back at Synchronicity University, teaching on CERES, LILITH, and ERIS. These are goddess astrology, asteroids, maximized energies that Mark is going to help you to tap into to your advantage. This is huge. I love Mark as an astrologer. Anytime I talk to Mark, I learn something that changes my understanding of my chart. He practices what he calls soul-centered astrology, and it really is powerfully soul-centered at that. And so these are super special energies you want to tap into to your advantage that much more. Mark is going to help you to do just that. Understand them astrologically and understand how to tap into them so that you're able to magnify these very sacred energies within you as well. You can learn a lot more about this course. You can sign up now. You've got just a couple weeks left to choose your tuition rate with the one and only Mark Lawrenson. Links are in the description below. Synchronicity University presents the one and only Alex Trenoweth. Alex Trenoweth is back at Synchronicity University, this time with her own course. This is set to be a hugely popular topic, Jupiter and Saturn. 5 weeks on Jupiter and Saturn, that's a really big deal, and she's the perfect person to teach it. Alex is the author of several books, and she is a world-renowned, respected astrologer and teacher. She's the perfect person to teach this course. I can promise you, you're going to learn so much about these energies and how to maximize them for yourself as you learn to interpret them in new ways, thanks to the one and only Alex Trenoweth. So once again, you've got a limited time left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, to learn from the one and only Alex Trenoweth. Links are in the description below. Synchronicity University presents an incredible July speaker series coming to Synchronicity University. You've got just a couple weeks left to choose your tuition rate, as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate to learn from this caliber of astrologer. Astro Victor is going to help us to understand solar return charts in a brand new way. My dear friend, brilliant astrologer Yuridia Robles is going to be teaching on mundane astrology, which is the astrology of world events, how to tap into their power. Elena Lumen, I'm so looking forward to her class on Arabic astrology in natal and Hori. Cosmic Homegirl, my cosmic homegirl, April, is going to be teaching on situationships and modern dating in astrology. And we have the one and only Toby Aldred. He's going to be teaching on house rulerships. So you can see here, there's a lot of familiar faces, some new faces, but this speaker series is set to teach you so much. Favorites are back. There's so much to learn. Only at synchronicityuniversity.com. You've got about 2 weeks left to choose your tuition rate on right now. Links are in the description below. And thank you. Thank you so much for this moment with you. Thank you for your trust. I'm so grateful for it. Thank you for your love and support of outer planet transits, of ravens and dragonflies. Brand new book out everywhere books are sold now. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all the pre-orders and all the advanced copies and everything. Thank you for making this book a #1 new release. Gosh, I'm so very grateful for it. I think it's my 4th #1 new release now. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And you can still get your pre-order. Well, it's not a pre-order anymore. It's out there. It belongs to the world now. And you can still get this book. In fact, from now on, you can always get this book. Throughout my lifetime and beyond, this book now belongs to the world of ravens and dragonflies. Thank you for the love you've shown for this book, and I hope it helps so many people for a long time to come. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.